Hi, this is Miss Angela, and I'm going to talk about wind power. Wind is simply air in motion. It is caused by the uneven heating of the Earth's surface by the sun. Because the Earth's surface is made of very different types of land and water, it absorbs the sun's heat at different rates. One example of this uneven heating can be found in the daily wind cycle. During the day, the air above the land heats up more quickly than the air over the water. The warm air over the land expands and rises, and the heavier, cooler air rushes in to take its place, creating wind. At night, the winds are reversed because the air cools more rapidly over land than over water. Today, wind energy is mainly used to generate electricity. Wind is a renewable energy source because the wind will blow as long as the sun shines. Now, how do wind turbines work? Like old-fashioned windmills, today's wind machines use blades to collect the wind's kinetic energy. The wind flows over the blades, creating lift, like the effect on airplane wings, which causes them to turn. The blades are connected to a drive shaft that turns an electric generator to produce electricity. With the new wind machines, there is still the problem of what to do when the wind isn't blowing. At those times, other types of power plants must be used to make electricity. Now, where is wind harnessed? Wind power plants require careful planning. Operating a wind power plant is not as simple as just building a windmill in a windy place. Wind plant owners must carefully plan where to locate their machines. It is important to consider how fast and how much the wind blows at the site. As a rule, wind speed increases with altitude and over open areas that have no wind breaks. Good sites for wind plants are the tops of smooth, rounded hills, open plains or shorelines, and mountain gaps that produce wind funneling. Wind speed is not the same across the country. Wind speed varies throughout the United States. It also varies from season to season. In Tehachapi, California, the wind blows more from April through October than it does in the winter. This is because of the extreme heating of the Mojave Desert during the summer months. The hot air over the desert rises, and the cooler, denser air above the Pacific Ocean rushes through the Tehachapi mountain pass to take its place. In a state like Montana, on the other hand, the wind blows more during the winter. Fortunately, these seasonal variations are a good match for the electricity demands of the regions. In California, people use more electricity during the summer for air conditioners. In Montana, people use more electricity during the winter. The top 5 wind power producing states with the most wind production are Texas, Iowa, California, Minnesota, and Washington. Now let's talk about the different types of wind turbines. There are 2 types of wind turbines. There is the horizontal axis. They are the turbines that look like windmills. Most wind machines being used today are the horizontal axis type. Horizontal axis wind machines have blades like airplane propellers. A typical horizontal wind machine stands as tall as a 20-story building and has 3 blades that span 200 feet across. The largest wind machines in the world have blades longer than a football field. Wind machines stand tall and wide to capture more wind. The second is a vertical axis turbines, which look like egg beaters. Vertical axis wind machines have blades that go from top to bottom. The most common type, like the Darius wind turbine named after the French engineer Georges Darius, who patented the design in 1931, looks like a giant 2-bladed egg beater. This type of vertical wind machine typically stands 100 feet tall and 50 feet wide. Vertical axis wind machines make up only a very small share of the wind machines used today. Now this is for the historians of the powers that you guys are researching. Since early recorded history, people have been harnessing the energy of the wind. Wind energy propelled boats along the Nile River as early as 5000 BC. By 200 BC, simple windmills in China were pumping water, while vertical axis windmills with woven reed sails were grinding grain in Persia and in the Middle East. American colonists used windmills to grind wheat and corn to pump water and to cut wood and sawmills. As late as the 1920s, Americans used small windmills to generate electricity in rural areas without electrical service. When power lines began to transport electricity to rural areas in the 1930s, local windmills were used less and less, though they can still be seen in some western ranches. Now, wind is a clean fuel. Wind is a clean fuel. Wind power plants produce no air or water pollution because no fuel is burned to generate electricity. Growing concern about emissions from fossil fuel generations, increased government support, and higher cost of fossil fuels have helped wind power capacity in the United States grow substantially over the past 10 years. These are some facts for you guys. Now it's time to research some more. Thank you.